What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of car camping. As you can see, I'm in the new DYDSS mobile. I have a nice little setup over here. We're going to get into absolutely everything. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. Got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and coffee mugs. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula. $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. The one I'm sipping on today happens to be Miami Nights Pina Colada flavor. And of course, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. You can deposit as little as you'd like, even as little as a penny. It still works, it still counts. You still get your up to 12 free fractional shares. I know, I tried. If you refer one friend before the end of the month, they're going to give you between $50,000 and $5,000 cash. It's part of their advertising budget, which you can go and invest however you'd please. If you refer 3 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which gives you between 1 and 20 free shares of Apple. Again, it's part of their advertising budget. Rather than wasting dollars on TV commercials and billboards and whatnot, they reward us for helping build their platform for them. And if you refer 7 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you a second spin. So in total, you're going to win between 2 and 40 free shares of Apple. Webull link in the description. All right, so here we are out here at the park. I am not car camping here. This is not where I'm going about car camping. This is just a little, I don't want to say secluded spot, but it's a spot where not a whole lot of people show up, and I say this as a little minivan pulled up next to me. Fantastic. But this is where I like to go sometimes, just to get away from all the noise, just to get away from all the people, just to get away from all the nonsense and chaos in the world. This is just where I like to escape, I guess you can say. But I do go car camping. I've gone car camping several times in the past. I went car camping last week, the night before my day off. I figured, hey, you know what? Might be an opportunity. And I went and got a couple of things, and I want to show you a few things right here. We have these sunshades. I got one for every single window. The only windows I have them in right now are these two, just because I want to show you what it looks like. But I have one for the really small window in the back, rear windshield, and the front windshield. So you can only imagine how dark the inside of this car is with every sunshade in. It's pretty awesome. A lot of people would use them for privacy. I would say that I actually, you know what, I use it for privacy as well, I guess you can say. But the main reason I got it was to keep this car not so brutally hot when I'm inside of it or when I'm parked outside of work. So one thing that I did, got these sunshades. Oh, another thing, told everybody that I was going to be getting rain guards. Well, I did just that. So if I'm car camping or just happen to be in the car, I can keep the windows cracked without an issue. That's what the rain guards are for. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, as for what else I have going on, because it's not just about darkening the windows or using something to cover the windows. It's not just about the rain guard so you can crack the windows and get a little bit of fresh air, cross ventilation and whatnot. But how do you stay powered? How do you charge your devices if that's something that's important to you? Well, this right here is my Jackery 500 portable power station. It's a 500 watt unit, which means I'm able to plug in my laptop right here. I'm able to plug in my phone, my camera, and on the bottom right here, this desk clamp fan really comes in handy as I'm filming this. It's mid-May, but come June, July, this thing will definitely be needed. Right now, not so much, so I'll leave this thing off. And over here, you have even more power, but this is not something I've ever used. And this up here, that's how you charge the device. But here's the thing. Many of you have probably seen this 500 watt portable power station on my channel. I've had it for a couple of years now. I think I purchased it toward the end of 2020. By the way, it was a purchase. I'm not sponsored by Jackery, although Jackery, if you're listening, hint, hint, wink, wink. Not sponsored by Jackery. I purchased this with my own currency, and I've used it plenty over the years. But here's the thing. We're actually going to be getting rid of this for the day. We're going to put that down there. And I'm going to show you what I purchased just a couple days ago. Same thing, but smaller. This is the Jackery 160. This right here is the main reason I'm filming this video right here. And you know, thank God for these rain guards, because I'm putting the window up because these people who pulled up next to me are listening to the ugliest music. Okay, anyway, back to what I was saying. This is something that I just purchased a couple days ago. It's the same thing as what I already have, but a smaller version. So the 500, the one down there, I'm going to be using that mainly for just in case of emergencies. That's something that I'm going to charge up. I'm going to keep it at 100%, and I'm going to tuck it away. It's not something that I'm going to be using on a regular basis. It's something that I've been using on a regular basis, but here's the thing. I can use that thing all day long, and I've pretty much used up barely any of the power. So I don't really need to be carrying around a 500-watt power station with me if I were to go somewhere, or, you know, using it around my house, because let's be honest, the thing's about 12, 13, 14 pounds or whatever. It's a little bit ridiculous to keep carrying around. This is 3 pounds. I can stick this in my backpack. I can keep this in my car. I can take this with me wherever I want. It's smaller than a lunchbox. So anyway, it's a 160 watt, actually I think it's 167 watt portable power station. Same as the other one, which I forgot to mention up top. Flashlight, if that's important to you. It's not really important to me. I have flashlights for that. But anyway, you charge up right here, and over on this side, more for the phone, the camera, and if I wanted to use my mini desk clamp fan, that's exactly what I could do. So I'm not really going to be talking too much about the Jackeries in this video. If anybody wants to read a little bit more about them, or if you want to purchase one for yourself, I'll include some Amazon affiliate links in the description. If you're interested, you don't have to buy one, but if you just want to read a little bit more about it or check out some of the reviews instead of just listening to one person right here, you can read through their hundreds and hundreds, thousands and thousands of 5-star ratings. I'll leave some links in the description. But even though I'm not really going to be talking about the Jackery in this video, I wanted to experiment with it. I wanted to charge my device. If I can get it right the first time, that'd be nice. You ever notice how it's always wrong when you do it this way? So you try it the other way, and it's also wrong. So then you go back to the first way, and it works. Every time. Every time. So we're going to plug in the device. Turn it on. That's all you got to do. Press that button right there. I fully charged it the night that I got it. So we're at 100%. I'm going to leave this thing plugged in throughout the course of the video. It's probably going to be a pretty lengthy video. And we're going to see how much power we have left by the time this video is over. I also brought my tripod with me. So we're going to set up camp right here. It's a good look. And we're going to get this video rocking and rolling. This is going to be a video where it's not really something to watch. For the most part, this is going to be something to listen to. So think of it more as a podcast or something like you're listening to the radio or something like that. This isn't a video where I'm going to be showing a whole lot on screen. From time to time, I absolutely will be. But moving away from all of that, I wanted to also incorporate some financial freedom intertwined into this video. And that's because today's my day off. That's the reason I'm able to come out here. That's the reason I'm able to hang out at the park or go car camping last night if I wanted to. I didn't get a chance to do it last night. I actually went out with a coworker. But if I wanted to go car camping last night, if I wanted to spend the entire day today doing whatever I please, which is exactly what I'm doing. I woke up without an alarm clock. I didn't have a 4 a.m. thing buzzing in my ear. I woke up when my body was done sleeping. I got my day started at my own speed rather than rushing to get ready and, you know, head out the door. It's my one day off. I work 6 days a week, and today is my one day off. So the way I kind of see it is my day off is almost like a free sample, a little bit of a taste of what financial freedom probably feels like. Because that one day a week I get to do whatever I want. I don't have all the money in the world to spend as much as I want. I can't go and purchase whatever I want. So it's not exactly financial freedom in that way. But here's the thing, I'm not much of a spender in the first place. I'm a pretty frugal guy. I'm not a materialistic person. I'm what you would probably call a minimalist. I'm happy with very, very little. It does not take much to make me happy. You want to know what it takes to make me happy? Drive me to the park and just drop me off and go away. I'll have a fantastic day. Just leave me in the park. Leave me in the woods for all I care. I'll have a great time. Doesn't take much to make me happy, which means it doesn't take much money to make me happy. But with this being my one day off, my only day of the week that I have to do whatever I want, whether it be film videos, whether it be walk in the park, whether it be both at the same time, whether it be going to the beach, whether it be car camping, whether it be meeting up with a friend, a family member, going out to lunch or dinner, going to the movies, whatever. My one day a week gives me a little bit of a taste of what financial freedom might look like, might feel like, might be like. And again, maybe we should scratch the word financial off the table when we're talking about financial freedom. It's more of a day of freedom. But either way, the reason I say it's potentially a taste of what financial freedom might feel like is because if and when you ever reach that milestone, if and when you ever set that goal for yourself and you work your face off inch by inch, step by step, brick by frickin' brick to get yourself closer and closer and closer and closer to that end goal, which is financial freedom, which, by the way, we'll get into. It doesn't take as much as you probably think. You don't need to be making millions and millions and millions of dollars a year. You don't even need to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. You could be making $30, $40, $50, $60,000. Maybe more depending on your lifestyle, maybe more depending on if you have several kids to take care of, a spouse to take care of, whatever the case may be. If your expenses are higher than mine, then yeah, it's going to take more income for you. But either way, financial freedom. If and when you ever get to that point, if that's something that interests you, if that's something that you would like to achieve, if that's something that you would like to experience one day, let's just say you get there. When you get there, when you arrive, you could, in theory, do what I'm doing, but instead of one day a week, 7 days a week. Imagine that. Financial freedom. I've been saying this for years. Financial freedom is not about going and buying a Lamborghini to drive Monday through Friday and then a Ferrari to drive on the weekends. That's not what financial freedom's about. If that's something that you want to do and you eventually get yourself to the point where you have the currency to make that happen, by all means, do it. Do it if that's what you want. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but if that's what you want to do, I don't care. You're not taking any money out of my pocket. Spend the money on the Lamborghini. Spend the money on the Ferraris. Do whatever you want to do. The point I'm trying to make is that's not what financial freedom is about. In fact, I posted another full-length video similar to this one maybe a week and a half, or 2 weeks ago on my channel. It was actually titled, "What is Financial Freedom?" If you want to go and find that. I used that video to express my personal definition of what financial freedom really truly is. I defined financial freedom. I went down a list of what financial freedom is not. I explained what financial freedom would look like to me. And then I talked about how to take small steps in the right direction to eventually take you to financial freedom. And it's important to remember, Nothing that I said in that video and nothing that I say in this video is coming from the perspective of someone who is currently financially free. I have not reached financial freedom just yet. I have a long ways to go. I have a lot of work to do. I'm nowhere close, but I'm closer than I was yesterday. I'm a lot closer than I was a week ago. I'm way closer than I was this time last year. And I'm putting in the work every single day to get myself just a little bit closer. If you can improve just a measly 1% every single day, a year from now, you will be 365% better. That's the way I see it, and that's the way I think we need to look at it. So anyway, you don't need to go and get the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris. You don't even need to go and get a BMW. You could do what I'm doing. Drive a Ford. Drive a Chevy. Drive a Subaru, a Nissan. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need to be a luxury car. Doesn't need to be an expensive car. Doesn't need to be anything special. You don't even need a car. But imagine you reach financial freedom and you have the ability to wake up when you want. Imagine being able to live your life without that brutal alarm clock blasting you in the ear every morning. 5 days a week, 6 days a week if you're me. Every single day, 4 a.m. Bzz, 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 bzz. Imagine not having to deal with that at 4 a.m. Imagine waking up at 4 a.m. just because you naturally woke up, or 5 a.m., or 6 a.m., or 8 a.m. Imagine waking up because you're no longer tired, not because an alarm clock forced you to wake up. In my opinion, that's what financial freedom looks like in the morning. It's little things like that that we need to factor in. It's little things like that that we need to remember. It's not about the $100,000 cars. It's not about the mansions. It's not about private jets and all that nonsense. That's not what it's about. That's what a lot of people like to use to paint the picture of what financial freedom looks like. Because it's attractive, it draws people in, it catches people's attention, it makes people look, and the more people looking, the more likely they're going to have a higher number of people buying their nonsense courses on how to achieve financial freedom by paying me. That's what a lot of people do. They use all these flashy marketing tactics to reel people in, when the fact of the matter is, that's not even what it's about. It's just achieving freedom. What do you like to do? Let me know in the comments. Let's just say on your day off, assuming that you didn't have grocery shopping and things that you had to do on your day off. Let's just say you had a true day off, a real day off, where you can wake up whenever you feel like it and do whatever you want during the day. What would you do? Let me know in the comments. Would you go fishing? Would you go to the park? Would you go camping? Would you get some canvases out and paint a picture? What would you do? Would you go to the coin shop? Would you volunteer at an animal shelter? It doesn't matter. Like, what would your answer be? What would you do if you had your own day off? Or would you do absolutely nothing? Would you kick back inside, watch some movies? Would you garden? Let me know in the comments what you would do with like a true day off. How you would spend your day off. Because that right there, in my opinion, is what financial freedom probably looks like. Being able to wake up in the morning and say, I feel like going fishing today. I feel like having a fire in the backyard, maybe ordering pizza and getting a couple friends over. Or, I feel like doing absolutely nothing today. Or I feel like going for a jog. I feel like going for a run. I feel like running for 6 hours today. I feel like going to the gym. It could be something physical. It could be something not physical. It could be something relaxed. It could be something laid back. Whatever you would personally choose to do. That's what I believe financial freedom looks like. Having the decision to spend your day how you please. And not only that, most importantly, having enough passive income coming in to cover your necessary expenses. Let's just say you do the math. Let's just say you spend $1,500 a month on rent, $500 a month on food, another $500 a month on car insurance, gas, your phone, a couple other things. Let's just say your grand total is $2,500 a month. Well, let's just say you have $2,500 or more coming in every single month passively. $2,500 or more coming in every single month, whether you are on the clock working or not. Now, another important piece of information when it comes to financial freedom is that it doesn't require you to quit your job. You don't have to quit your job. Maybe that's what you wake up in the morning and say, hey, you know, I feel like going to work today. or whatever. But you have enough passive income coming in where you could quit your job if you would like to. But the key word is the choice. You have the choice to quit your job if you would like to. If you want, if you choose. That's financial freedom. Going to work by choice. I want to have this job. I want to continue working. I want to keep doing this full time. Or I want to keep doing this, but I don't want to do it full time anymore. I'm going to keep doing it, but I'm going to step down to part time. Imagine being able to financially handle that. Imagine being able to afford stepping down from your full-time job and doing what you do part-time. Instead of doing 40, 50, 60 hours a week, imagine only doing 20 or 30. Imagine instead of working 5, 6 days a week, you're only working 3 or 4. Less days of the week, maybe shorter shifts. Just imagine that. Just hypothetically, just picture it. Would that or would that not ease the burden a little bit? Would that or would that not be far less physically demanding? Would that or would that not be a whole lot easier on you, your mind and your body? Be easier on me. That's for sure. And imagine being able to afford that. Now, there are several ways you can go about financial freedom. Again, if you want to know, I guess you can say the more intricate details, where I kind of laid out a bit of a blueprint, go and watch the other video. It's titled, What is Financial Freedom? This video is supposed to be, it was supposed to be more about car camping, and here we are talking way more about financial freedom. But long story short, one of several ways, and in my opinion, the most passive way of earning passive income, the most hands-off approach you could ever possibly take, is by income investing. This is what I do, and this is what I've been doing for several years now, and every year that goes by, I kick it up a notch, and I try to invest more and more and more and more, because I know that the more I invest, the more gets handed back to me. Whether it be a 2% yield or a 5% yield or a 0.75% yield or whatever the case may be. I know that similar to, think of it as a savings account, but better. A savings account, let's just say hypothetically it has a 1% APY, which means for every $100 you store in the savings account will pay you $1 a year, that 1% APY, for keeping your $100 in there. If you have $1,000 in there, that's $10 a year earned in what's it called? Interest income. Well, imagine instead of using a savings account to earn interest income, which you can do, by the way. That's something that I've actually been doing for the last couple of months. I want to diversify in as many different ways as possible. I have a savings account. I have a CD account that I recently opened up. 5% guaranteed APY for 11 months, and then when that 11 months is up, I will take the money that I put in there initially, plus the income that it generated, plus more of my own money that I'm going to take from just my paychecks, basically, and I'm going to roll it on into another CD. Because that 5%, or anyway, but let's not get distracted here. I'll talk about the CD in a moment. Savings account. The more you put in there, according to the APY, assuming that it stays the same, 1%, the more money you have in there, the more it's going to pay you. Well, instead of using a savings account for interest income, imagine using, I don't know, let's just say an index fund for dividend income or individual stocks, which at this point I wouldn't entirely recommend, just because if there are certain individual stocks that you're fond of or individual stocks that you want to invest in, it's my belief that index funds are a better way to go. Find an index fund that has a position with the stock that you like and go with that. A broad market index fund is hands down a far better way to go. And one way you can find index funds or even individual stocks, if that's what you prefer, that's your preference, is on the Webull app. Like I said before, if you download the app and fund your account, they're going to give you up to 12 free fractional shares just for doing so. Even if it's as little as a penny, it still works, it still counts, you still get your up to 12 free fractional shares. If you refer one friend by May 31st, the end of this month, they're going to give you between $50,000 and $5,000 cash to invest as you please. If you refer 3 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which guarantees you at least 1 free share of Apple, which you can keep and hang on to if that's what you'd like, or you can sell it and take the cash and do whatever you want with it instead. All the way up to 20 free shares of Apple per spin. And if you refer 3 friends, you get a spin. So you're going to be getting somewhere between 1 and 20 free shares of Apple. And if you refer 7 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you that first spin, but they're going to give you a second spin as well. So you'll be walking away with anywhere between 2 and 40 free shares of Apple. Once again, that you can keep and hang on to, or you can sell. Webull link in the description. All right, so back to investing. I bring that up because Webull's the app that I use primarily now. I have a couple different apps, I have a couple different accounts for a couple different reasons, but Webull's the one that I pay the most attention to and really like the most for the last year or so, especially. But we all know what a savings account is. Whether you agree with savings accounts or not, we know what they are and we know what they're supposed to do. Now, yeah, that 1% APY does not help you outpace inflation, but let's just say you go with an index fund like, I don't know, the S&P 500, with an average annual rate of return of about 10%, closer to 8% adjusted for inflation. With dividends reinvested, not only will it be paying you, be giving you cash every 3 months, because most stocks and index funds pay quarterly. Some pay monthly, some pay yearly, some pay twice a year, whatever. Most of them, almost all of them, like dang near every single one, will pay you every 3 months. So not only will it be giving you cash payments simply for holding it, but it'll increase in value on average, adjusted for inflation, about 8% every single year. So you could just stick $1,000 in there, or $100 in there, or $5 in there, and then it appreciate in value on average about 8% adjusted for inflation every single year, or you can continue to add to it. Now, when I say on average 8% adjusted for inflation, you're obviously not guaranteed 8% growth every single year. That does not happen. Some years you're going to see 25% growth. Some years you're going to see negative 6% growth. Some years you're going to see 2% growth. Some years you're going to see negative 11% growth. On average, if you take all the ups and all the downs, it's still moving in an upward trajectory. It's still moving in an upward direction. 5 steps up, 4 steps down, 6 steps up, 2 steps down, 3 steps up, 1 step down. It's still moving up overall. You're going to have some good years, you're going to have some bad years, you're going to have some boring years, you're going to have some fantastic years, and you're going to have some disastrous years. But on average, 8% adjusted for inflation. So that right there should absolutely combat inflation and then some. Now, we've seen some high inflation last year and this year, but what inflation is supposed to look like is about 2, maybe 2.5%. That's normal inflation. That's good inflation. You want to see 2.5% inflation, because that means, well, if we're growing 2.5% along with it, that's the way things are supposed to be moving. That's what things are supposed to look like. So inflation isn't a bad thing. A lot of people think it is. A lot of people have this misconception that inflation is this terrible, horrible thing. It's actually not. Inflation's a good thing. Or at least it should be. The problem with inflation is when everything's becoming more expensive, but the economy's on a standstill, which is what we've been looking at for the last couple of years, really. We're getting there. Getting a little bit better. I really wish this guy would go away. He's listening to the most ridiculous music when I'm trying to... Anyway, here's the thing. If we're seeing the average inflation, let's just call it about 2.5%, and you're investing in index funds, broad market index funds, that return on average about 8% every single year, adjusted for inflation, or on average 8%. I'm putting my windows up. I can't deal with that sound anymore. Here's the thing. You're not only combating inflation, you're beating inflation multiple times over. 2.5% versus 8%. And you're going to be earning income off of it on top of that. As opposed to a traditional savings account, which even if it pays you what inflation is supposed to be, about 2.5%, let's just say. Let's just say inflation's 2.5%, and your savings account is offering you 2.5%. At the very best case scenario, you're just skimming by. You don't want to just skim by. You want to surpass that. You want to outpace inflation. You want to beat inflation. You want to get ahead. You don't want to just keep your head above water. You want to move in an upward direction and keep going up. Now, like I said, you're going to have some good years, bad years, boring years, amazing years, and horrible years. But on average, that 8%, adjusted for inflation, year after year after year after year, with dividends reinvested and continuing to make contributions and feeding the beast, and let that snowball keep rolling. The snowball's going to be rolling in a couple different ways. See, the more money you invest, the more shares you collect, the faster the snowball rolls, and the faster the snowball rolls, the bigger it gets. And the bigger it gets, it means it's collecting more snow, aka more money. And the more snow or more money it collects means the faster it rolls because it's getting bigger. And the bigger it gets, the more snow it collects, which means it moves even faster, which means it's collecting snow at a faster pace, which means it's growing at a bigger pace, and that's just how it works. That's the snowball effect, aka the compound effect. Now, before I lose my voice over here, let me take a quick G Fuel break. Fill this cup up full of ice, throw the G Fuel in there, fill it up with a little bit of water, good to go. Again, the one I'm sipping on today, Miami Nights, top 3 favorite flavors. You could actually probably make the case that this is my top number 1 favorite flavor of all time. It's so freaking good. It's pina colada flavor, coconut, strawberry, pineapple blend. It's so good. 0 sugar, low calorie, packed with a whole bunch of vitamins. 50 different flavors to choose from. Link in the description if you'd like to get $5 off your first order of G Fuel. Okay. So that's the compound effect. That's the snowball effect. That's how the ball gets rolling. But remove snowball, remove compound effect, remove those terms. Just picture it when it comes to your money. You're investing little by little by little. Now, you don't have to throw your entire paycheck in there every week. You don't have to invest 100% of what you have left over at the end of the month. You don't have to do that. You can do a little bit at a time. And as it grows in value, and the more you keep making contributions to it, the more it's going to pay you in passive income. They're called dividends. It's dividend investing. Very similar to interest income. That's why I like to compare the two. But it's funny though, because I remember I made this video a while ago. I don't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head, but I compared a Wells Fargo savings account to Wells Fargo stock. And I remember saying in the video that if you put $100 in a Wells Fargo savings account and $100 into Wells Fargo stock, and you fast forward 365 days, the Wells Fargo savings account would have paid you, from what I remember, less than $1. And also from what I remember, I think the Wells Fargo stock would have paid you, and this is excluding capital appreciation, which means the stock goes up in value, it would have paid you, I think, like $3 and change. For some reason, I think $3.47 is in my head, so I don't know if that means the dividend yield was $3. I don't know if that means the dividend yield was 3.47%, but let's just say hypothetically it was. Let's just say the dividend yield was 3.47, which means $100, fast forward a year, would have paid you $3.47. You're not going to get rich off of $3.47, but it's a whole lot better than less than $1 that the savings account would have given you. Interest income versus dividend income. Great, now this guy is out of his minivan. He's yelling about something. I can't win. I came all the way here for nothing. But anyway, here's the thing. When it comes to dividend investing, when it comes to income investing, the point is to supplement your active income a little bit at a time. When it comes to passive income, it's supposed to add to your active income. The money that you're making at work. Let's just say you're earning $60,000 a year by breaking your back every day. Let's just say you're making $60,000 a year, and you take 1,000 of those dollars and you invest them into an index fund that let's just say it has a 3% dividend yield. So it's paying you 3% of that $1,000 that you put in. So you're going to be earning $30. It's going to be paying you $30. But not only that, it's going to be appreciating in value. Little by little, step by step, inch by inch, brick by brick. On average, 8%. Assuming that you go with, let's just say, the S&P 500, which the dividend yield on that is actually a little bit less. It's closer to 2%, 1.5% to 2%. But if it's appreciating in value by, on average, 8% a year, and paying you 1.5%, in my opinion, you're still winning. So let's just say you get to the point when you've been dividend income investing for quite a bit of time now, which, as I said before, just a friendly reminder, you can get started dividend income investing or any type of investing. You don't have to be doing it the way I do it. You can invest in stocks or index funds that don't even pay a dividend at all. Maybe they're far more focused on growth. Maybe you're looking for much quicker capital appreciation and not so much cash flow. Maybe you're looking for something a little bit different than I'm looking for. So whether you're going to go the passive income, dividend income investing approach, or the growth investing approach, or whether it be maybe a Roth IRA if you're interested in opening up a retirement account, whatever your goal is when it comes to investing, you could do so on the Webull app. Remember, up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading the app and funding your account. Refer one friend by the end of the month, and they're going to give you between $50 and $5,000 cash to invest however you please. If you refer 3 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you a spin on the Webull wheel. You're guaranteed at least 1 free share of Apple with the chance of winning all the way up to 20. And if you refer 7 friends by the end of the month, you're going to get that spin plus a secondary spin. So you're guaranteed to be getting at least 2 free shares of Apple with the chance of winning all the way up to 40. Webull, link in the description. Whatever your investing goal may be, they got you covered. They are the app that I use, not exclusively, but primarily. So let's just say a little bit of time goes by and you've been income investing for a little bit of time now. Let's just say a little bit of time has gone by, a couple years, let's just say, and at this point maybe you're making a couple $100 a month. Maybe you're making $200, $300, $400 a month. Pretty good chunk of change. I don't think anybody in the world would complain about an extra $200, $300, $400 every single month. What could you do? Let me know in the comments. What could you do? Or what would you do if you were earning an extra $200, or let's just say $300 every single month on top of what you're currently making right now from your job and everything? If you somehow started getting a $300 check randomly every single month, what would you do with that? Would you use it for further investing? Would you use it for maybe to fund a hobby of yours? What would you do with an extra $300 a month? I think it would help out a lot of people. And I think that's what the goal should be at the very beginning. I think the goal should be to earn enough money to cover your smallest expenses. I've been saying this for years. Your smallest expense is probably like either like a gym membership or your phone bill or something like that. So you got to crunch some numbers. You got to do some math. You got to figure out what's it going to take to earn, let's just say $20 a month. I think most gym memberships are about $20 a month, give or take. What's it going to take to earn $20 every single month? That's $240 a year. What do I need to do? How much do I need to invest? And I know it might sound a little bit ridiculous, but $16,000 invested in a stock or index fund, preferably an index fund, that's yielding 1.5% would pay you $20 every single month. Or, I guess, technically $60 every quarter, give or take. $16,000 invested in something that pays 1.5% is $240 a year. But let's just say it's something that yields a little bit higher. Maybe it's something that yields, I don't know, 2.75%. You take that same figure, same $16,000 invested in something that pays 2.75%. Guess what? Now you're making $440 a year. Divide that by 12. That's $36 and change every single month. Not to mention, if it's a broad market index fund, it's growing in value while it's paying you. So you're earning money in 2 different ways. Capital appreciation, capital gains, and dividend income, distribution income, cash payments. You gotta look at it like that. It might not be all that much. You might be thinking to yourself, wow, $36 a month. Wow, balling there. $36. Time to buy that Lamborghini. Here's the thing. That's the first $36. What if you reinvest it right back in? That means you're not going to be generating 1.5% or 2.75% on that $16,000. You're going to be earning 1.5 or 2.75 on $16,036. And plus, maybe you're not just simply reinvesting dividends back in. Maybe you're reinvesting dividends back in and you're throwing $100 in on your own. So now all of a sudden, $16,136. Yielding 2.75% means it's not paying you, I think I said $440 before. Now it's $443. So you got to look at it like that. You got to look at it from that perspective. The more you feed the beast, the bigger it's going to grow. The bigger it grows, the more it pays you, and the more it appreciates in value. Well, the percentage of how much it's appreciating in value, that's the same. Whether you have $100 in or $1 million in, it's still going to appreciate in value by, on average, 8% a year. But 8% of $100 versus 8% of $1 million is a pretty big difference. Pretty big difference. And it pays you every quarter. But that's what I think the first goal should be. Covering your smallest expense. Whether it be your $20 gym membership or whether it be your $30 or $40 phone bill. That's what I think the goal should be. And once you do that, that's the first step. Congratulations. You just completed the first step on your way to financial freedom. You got your smallest bill covered. On to the next. After you get your gym membership covered, then go and get your phone bill covered on top of that. Now, all of a sudden, 2 of your monthly expenses are covered. You're not earning $20 a month anymore. Now you're earning, I don't know, maybe $50 or $60 every single month. See, that's what it's all about. Tackling expenses in order from smallest to biggest. Get your smallest monthly expense taken care of, then move on to the next. And you want to know what you do after that? You move on to the next again. The next biggest. It'll give you something to work on. It'll give you a goal to set, an achievable goal to set. That's the most important thing, by the way. I don't think you should necessarily say, oh, you know what? I'm going to start working my way up to earning $1 million a year. Like, good God, what? You know how discouraged you're going to be when you invest your money and be like, oh, wow, a $2.47, paycheck. Oh, all right. No, small steps. If your goal is to earn $1 million and you earn $2 and change, it's like, all right, that's nowhere close. I have a long way to go. But let's just say your goal is to earn $20 a month, like I just said, and you earn $2 and change. Like, all right, I'm already more than 10% of the way there. Now I just have to work my way up to 20 from $2 and change. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. It doesn't take very much. And by the way, when I said before $16,000, that was just an example based on the dividend yield I was working with at the time. You can find something that pays a higher dividend yield. Maybe it's not going to grow at the same pace. Maybe it's going to grow a little bit slower. Maybe it's going to be something that's a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Volatile, potentially. But let's just say you're working with, I don't know, something that's 3.5%, give or take. And you want to earn that $20 a month, which is $240 a year. If we divide that by 3.5%, that's only $6,857 instead of $16,000. That's how you have to look at it. You have to reverse engineer what you want and figure out what it's going to take. And by the way, even if it is that $16,000 figure, like I said before, it might sound a little bit intimidating. Like, who in the world has an extra $16,000 lying around to just toss in? I'm sure a lot of people do. I don't. I would go ahead and assume that you probably don't. Not a lot of people have $16,000 just sitting there. Unless it's for something very specific. But guess what? Getting to $16,000 on your own is tough. Or it can be tough. But it's a little bit easier working your way to $16,000 when you're also being paid dividends, because you're getting passive income to help get you to $16,000. If you want to work your way up to $16,000, the dividends will help you get there. Small percentage, but it helps. So tackle your expenses. Smallest one first, then move on to the next, then move on to the next, then move on to the next. Eventually, you can get yourself to the point where your passive income is covering your rent. Your passive income is covering your car insurance. Your passive income is covering every last dollar you spend at the grocery store. Imagine that. Hypothetically, just imagine. And it doesn't have to be through dividend income investing. That's just my primary way of going about it. It's the most hands-off approach. Like I said before, it's the easiest way you can go. But imagine getting to that point. Imagine being able to sit down one day and think to yourself, I could quit my job and be perfectly okay if I wanted to. I can step down to part-time if I want to. Or I can keep going to work every single day, full-time, by choice. That's what it's all about. That's what financial freedom is all about. It's about choices. It's about being able to make decisions. It's about having the freedom to do as you please. Doesn't have to be about the Lamborghinis and the yachts and the mansions and the private jets and going on vacation twice a week. Doesn't have to be about that. It could simply be about living life on your own terms. Your gym membership is covered. Your phone bill is covered. Your groceries are covered. Your rent is covered. Your car insurance is covered. Gassing up at the gas station is covered. Buying concert tickets or going to a baseball game, guess what? It's covered. Just imagine. You don't need to be earning millions and millions of dollars to be financially free. You could be financially free with a couple $100 a month or maybe a couple $1,000 a month. If you are a hardcore minimalist, you can live on less than $1,000. If you're a normal person, it's probably going to take somewhere between $2,000 and $4,000 a month. But even $2,000 and $4,000 a month is not impossible. Investing your way to earning $2,000 to $4,000 every single month is not impossible. And the bigger your dividend income investing portfolio grows, the more it's going to pay you in dividends. So let's just say your goal is to get up to $4,000 a month, and you get to the point where you're making $400 a month. Congratulations, number one, you're 10% of the way there. But two, and more importantly, that $400 that you're earning passively every single month is an additional $400 that you can invest right back into the beast on top of what you're already investing on your own from your active income, your paychecks, which can get you to your $4,000 a month goal even quicker. It's easier to get to $4,000 a month from $400 than it is to get to $4,000 a month from zero without any help from dividends. So you're helping yourself by investing. You're increasing your income. You're increasing your net worth at the same time. And little by little, inch by inch, step by step, brick by brick, you're moving closer and closer towards the ultimate goal, which is financial freedom. Quick little update, since this was supposed to be a car camping vlog or something. We're at 98% on the Jackery 100, and we have been plugged in the entire time. It's been over 50 minutes. It's been almost an hour. I've been charging up as I go this entire time, since I was only a couple minutes in, and we're only down 2%. And we're only drawing 2 watts to keep this thing plugged in. Just a little update. You know what I can do? I'm going to add the fan. We're going to keep this video going. We're going to keep rocking and rolling, but we're going to add that desk fan because, number one, the idiot who's parked next to me is still out there. And I have the windows up, so it is getting a little bit hot in here. 2, it's going to give us a little bit more of a gauge. Like, all right, we got a couple things plugged in now. We got a phone charging up the whole time. We got a fan going to stay cool. There we go. The fan has 2 settings, by the way. I guess 3 settings if you're Ray Romano. Low, high, and off. Some of you will get the reference. So anyway, we'll keep this going for another 5-10 minutes. Again, this video is more so something to listen to than it is to watch. As I said before, though, if you're interested in a Jackery, a portable power station, or it doesn't even have to be a Jackery, it could be a portable power station from another company, you're more than welcome to click the link, the Amazon affiliate links, if you want to read more about it or purchase one for yourself. You can read the reviews, you can read the description. Amazon naturally recommends other products that might interest you as well, so maybe the Jackery is not for you, but something else that the Jackery page can bring you to. Maybe that'll be for you instead. All I'm saying is if anybody's interested in a portable power station, they come in different sizes. This one right here is the 160 that I'm using, testing out for the video. I have the 500 on the floor over there. So the Jackery 160 is the one that I'm going to be probably using almost every day, especially when I go car camping. By the way, I will make a proper car camping vlog or video or something like that. I'm not car camping today. I just happen to be hanging out in the car. But I'll do a proper video with car camping, and I'll definitely bring this smaller Jackery with me. The 500 is something that I'm going to be using just in case, like the power goes out and stuff like that. If I have to, charge up, or if I need a larger amount of power. So anyway, links will be in the description. I have the 160. There's the 500. I think there's the 240. There's the 1000. They have different sizes, depending on what you need. So Jackery links will be in the description, just in case you happen to be interested. That's another thing, by the way. An easier way you can go about achieving financial freedom isn't just simply about increasing your income, which is something that I think we all should be working on, regardless of if your goal is financial freedom or not, but not only do you need to increase your income, you should be decreasing your expenses in any way that you can. Cancel those memberships that you don't use anymore. If you don't watch a lot of movies or shows or whatever, maybe cancel those streaming services if you don't use them. If you use them, keep them. By all means, keep them. No problem there. But if you don't use them anymore, a lot of people forget about them, and you're paying, $10, $20 a month every single month, and years go by, you don't even realize. Cancel those old memberships if you don't use them. On top of that, I would recommend making food at home as close to every single day as you can. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Make your own breakfast in the morning. Make lunch and take it to work with you. Make your own dinner. What I do is I meal prep dinners twice a week. Sometimes once a week, but usually twice a week. I'll make like a couple days worth of dinner. I make a couple days worth of food, put them in the meal prep container, stick them in the fridge. That way when I get home from work, I can just grab one out the fridge, heat it up, we're good to go. As opposed to takeout, which number one is not as healthy, and two, costs a lot more money. So decrease your expenses in as many ways as you can. Make your own food. It's a lot cheaper and usually a lot healthier, assuming that you're not eating like Oreos for breakfast and stuff like that. Cancel those old memberships that you don't use anymore. And I would also recommend I would recommend a couple of things. There's a couple different ways you can go. But I always like to say, I've been saying this for years now, and I haven't accomplished all of these steps just yet. At some point in my life, I would like to grow my own food, which I don't do. Make my own food. Purify my own water, which I do currently do. I'll make another video about that. I haven't updated anybody on my water purification unit in a while. Grow your own food, purify your own water, generate your own power, which is kind of what I'm doing with these jackeries. You can charge them up via solar panels, by the way. Make your own money, which is what I've been talking about throughout this entire video. Dividend income investing, or just passive income in general. Running a business, even if it's a little part-time thing you have going on. And, of course, fifth and finally, mind your own business. Those are, I believe, those are the most important things. Grow your own food, purify your own water, generate your own power, make your own money, mind your own business. Keep it yourself. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. You have any idea how much difficulty I'm having right now keeping my head facing forward and not looking at what the heck this guy is doing next to me? Anyway, mind your own business. See, I'm working on that one right there. This guy, yeah, he's something else. Anyway. Came here for peace and quiet, and he came here to be as loud, and, you know, he's walking around his van a bunch of times. Anyway. You can decrease your expenses by doing some of these things. Get into gardening. You don't have to have a full-on garden, but grow some, I don't know, cucumbers, tomatoes, maybe have like a lemon tree or something like that. Like little things like that. You don't have to grow all your own food. You have to go and become a farmer now, but have a little garden. Get the ball rolling just a little bit. Grow a small portion of your own food. How about that? Purify your own water. That's one right there. I'll make another video explaining what that process is like. Generate your own power. It lowers your electricity bill. Get some solar panels, charge up a portable power station, and use that for some of your needs when it comes to powering things up. Now, I understand a lot of people are a little bit different than I am and how I do things. Most of what I need on a day-to-day basis can be charged up with just one of these little portable power stations. How much do I really have? What do I really need to charge up? My laptop, which at this point I don't even use every day anymore. I used to use my laptop every single day, 7 days a week, because my old full-time job required me to. About 9-10 months ago, I got a new full-time job, so my old full-time job I went part-time. Now I only use it a couple times a week. So I keep a full charge, or I keep a charge a lot longer than I used to. But either way, I can charge my laptop with one of these things. I can charge my phones. Yes, that's plural. I have more than one phone. This little desk clamp fan, if I need it. My camera, my GoPro, I can charge. And for the most part, that's really it. There's not a whole lot of other things that I need to constantly keep charging up. Have a couple other little things, of course, but, you know, for the most part, what do I really need on a day-to-day basis? Not a whole lot. And I can charge everything with one of these little, you know, jackeries, which can then be charged up with a solar panel. I can charge up this unit, both of these units, for free. I've been meaning to go and get a solar panel for these things, but, you know, I could always stick it on the roof of my car. There we go. Charge these things up for free, and then these things can charge up my devices. That's not really what I use these things for. This is just more of for the sake of convenience, and obviously car camping, and that one down there is going to be more so for emergencies. But if you want to use these things for absolutely everything, you can. I would recommend getting a bigger size, but yeah. Link in the description, once again, if you want to check out the jackery. Let me get one more G Fuel break. Again, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. The one I'm sipping on today is Miami Nights Pina Colada flavor. There's over 50 different flavors to choose from. It's hard to find a flavor that you wouldn't like. But yeah, not only should you be increasing your income, you should be decreasing your expenses as well. And that's why I have some of the stuff that I have. That's why I make my own food. That's why I purify my own water. That's why I use these portable power stations. Even more so when I get that solar panel. That's why I make my own money via passive income. Not enough to live off of yet, keyword yet, but little by little I'm getting there. One day I'll be able to quit my job altogether if I feel like it. I'd be very, very surprised. There's almost no way in the world I would do that. But who knows, maybe one day I'll go down to part-time. If I can afford to make that decision, it's something to consider. I may or may not want to do it, because I get a sense of purpose from my job. I thoroughly enjoy my job. I love my job. I'm happier at my job than I'm happier on the clock than I am off the clock, believe it or not. But it is nice to get that 1 day a week break where I can do what I'm doing right now. I can sit down, I can go to the park, I can go to the beach, I could stay at a DYDSS headquarters, I can go wherever on my day off, because, you know, why not? I can hit record and I can talk about whatever the heck I feel like talking about. How about that? How about I talk about car camping and passive income because I want to? I could talk about a lot of things. Maybe I'll make one of those full-length videos like I've been making from time to time. I usually stick to YouTube Shorts now. They're a whole lot easier, and I think they're easier for me to make, and they're also easier for people to watch. But these full-length videos are fun from time to time. And when I say full-length video, they don't have to be an hour plus long, but as of lately, they've been over an hour a piece when I make a full-length video. So who knows? Maybe I'll make one of these related to silver and gold. Contrary to popular belief, I still love silver and gold. They just don't do for me what I want them to do. They don't give me what I'm looking for necessarily, but I haven't sold anything. And I still like the metals. I'm just focused on income at the moment. And unfortunately, the coins don't pay unless you sell them, which is not what I would want to do. So anyway, coming around full circle, I have some car camping supplies, showcased a little bit of an update when it comes to what I got for my car in order to do car camping. The sunshades right here, the rain guards out here. I can crack the window, assuming I don't have some moron parked next to me who's walking around barefoot with what looks like his entire house pulled out on the floor right now with weird music playing. Assuming that I don't have this guy to deal with, I can crack the windows, get some fresh air, listen to the sounds of the birds, sunshades for privacy and to reflect the sun and keep the heat out of the car. I have the Jackery portable power stations, which one last time, links will be in the description if you want to read any more about them. Here's a little bit of an update on battery. I've been charging my phone this entire time. It's been a little over an hour. Whole time, this whole hour, it's been plugged in, and I've had this fan going for maybe the last, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. We're only down to 97%. Not bad. A full hour has gone by of using this thing for one device, in the last 10 minutes using 2 devices. Not bad for the smallest possible Jackery you can get. I don't know if I've even seen a portable power station smaller than this, other than a little power bank that can fit in your pocket, which I have a few of those as well. But this thing is fantastic. I wanted this to be the trial, and I'm going to be honest, I thought we would be a little bit lower than 97%. I thought we were going to be maybe 94, 93 or something like that. But hey, 97%, not bad at all. Way better than I was expecting. What I was expecting was something that was already really good. So anyway, a little bit of car camping supply update on what I have for my car. Sunshades, rain guards, and a smaller portable power station. And I think that's probably going to wrap up the video. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. I post new videos all the time. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for bonus videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and coffee mugs available in all different colors, some of which are raising some funds and awareness for different charity organizations, by the way. Try out some G Fuel energy formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. Over 50 different flavors to choose from. The one I'm sipping on is Miami Nights. Arguably my favorite flavor of all time. It's absolutely delicious. So try out some G Fuel, link in the description. And of course, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. Any amount, even as little as a penny, still works, still counts, still get your up to 12 free fractional shares. Refer one friend by the end of the month, and they're going to give you between $50 and $5,000 cash to invest as you please. Invite 3 people, refer 3 friends to the app, and they're going to give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which guarantees you at least 1 free share of Apple with a chance of winning all the way up to 20. Refer 7 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you a second spin, which means in total you're going to be winning a guaranteed 2 free shares of Apple with a chance of winning all the way up to 40 free shares of Apple. You only have, at this point, I think like 3 days left. May 31st, the last day of the month. The end of the month is when this promo ends. Every month they have a new promo going on, but make the most of this one. That way you reap the benefits this month, and you can also reap the benefits next month as well. Time is running out, so please move quickly. Webull link in the description. Everything's linked in the description. My second channel, the DYDSS store, $5 off G Fuel, and of course, if you want to check out any of the Jackery portable power stations and solar panels and whatnot, I'll leave all those resources in the description. Thank you everybody for tuning in to this video, this full-length video, which was initially supposed to be primarily about car camping, and I'm actually going to film a video when I do go car camping again. Next time I go car camping, I'm going to film a video documenting it and talk about it. So anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. See you in the next one. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.